If you were to walk into a kitchen and just see someone mixing together this massive bowl of pig feed, right?
Yes.
And then they add a crushed up vitamin B tablet, maybe a drop or two of like highly aromatic essential balm, and then a single raw egg,
Yeah.
you would probably think they were conducting some sort of bizarre, unsanctioned science experiment.
Oh, for sure. Or, trying to invent the world's most unappetizing baked good. I mean, the combination of a raw egg, pig feed, and a medicinal oil doesn't exactly scream culinary masterpiece. It just sounds completely chaotic.
Yeah, it really does sound random. But the thing is, this highly specific concoction is actually a masterpiece of, well, psychological and sensory manipulation.
It really is.
It is perfectly engineered for one single purpose, and that is catching fish. So, welcome to today's deep dive. We're taking this exact recipe, which seems like this innocent fishing trick, and exploring how it serves as a profound, honestly terrifying metaphor for human vulnerability.
Yeah, we are working with a short but incredibly potent philosophical essay today. It's titled Satan's Bait by the writer Shuifeng and translated by Kinyu. And our mission today is to look at the world from an uncomfortable trio of perspectives. I mean, the bait, the prey, and the predator.
Okay, let's unpack this, because to really grasp the weight of Shuifeng's essay, you kind of have to put yourself in the water for a second. Like, imagine what a fisherman looks like from the perspective of the fish.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's a shift.
Right. So Shuifeng writes about a friend who shared this exact fishing method with him. The pig feed, the vitamins, the essential balm, the eggs.
Yeah.
And just to clarify for anyone who hasn't encountered it, essential balm isn't like a subtle lip balm.
No, not at all.
It's that incredibly pungent, menthol-heavy, camphor-based oil that's often used in Asia to, clear sinuses or soothe headaches. To us, it's strong medicine. But to a fish, cutting through that murky water is basically an irresistible, water-piercing siren song.
What's fascinating here is the sensory design of that mixture. I mean, it's brilliant when you break it down biologically.
Right, the biology of it.
Yeah, so the fish smell this tantalizing aroma, and the text really emphasizes that the fish are completely oblivious to the fact that it is, at its core, just disguised pig feed.
They just don't know.
Exactly. They lack the capacity to understand that consuming this appealing little morsel spells absolute disaster once consumed. Their entire universe in that moment just shrinks down to the smell of calories and nutrients.
It's a really chilling shift in perspective, honestly. You realize the fish's reality is entirely fabricated by something it can't even perceive. The text literally says, to these fish, the fisherman is the devil.
Which makes perfect sense from their point of view.
It does. The fisherman is this unseen, unfathomable entity just reaching down from another dimension to snatch them away. But from the fisherman's perspective, from the devil's perspective, the fish are utterly naive. The fisherman just thinks, I play a few simple tricks, and they're hooked.
Yeah, we are looking at a total asymmetry of perception here. You have the cold calculation of the fisherman on one side, and then the absolute innocence of the fish on the other.
Yeah, innocence.
And the tragedy of the fish, as Sofang points out, is its blindness to the shore. I mean, the fish lacks the biological hardware, the whole conceptual framework, to even understand what a shore is.
Let alone comprehend a human standing on it with like a fiberglass rod and a tackle box.
Exactly. They just don't have the context for a hook.
I was actually thinking about the mechanics of this, and it reminds me so much of how highly processed junk food is engineered.
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Right. It's not just food. It's calculated sensory manipulation. I mean, food scientists spend billions finding the exact bliss point, that perfect ratio of salt, sugar, and fat that completely overwhelms our brain's natural satiety signals.
It just bypasses all our defenses.
Exactly. When you eat a commercially designed potato chip, you aren't thinking about the laboratory that designed it to hijack your evolutionary biology. You just taste the flavor. The fish in the water only see the food. They are completely oblivious to the quote-unquote devil on the shore manipulating their senses.
And the food scientist and the fisherman are basically exploiting the exact same biological loophole.
Yep.
The vitamin B and the essential balm in the bait, they act as chemical attractants. They cut through the noise of the pond and directly hijack the fish's survival instincts.
The fish thinks it hit the jackpot.
Right. It believes it has found a high-value energy source. It feels lucky. So the innocence of the fish isn't a moral failing.
Right.
Right. It's a strict limitation of its environment. It simply cannot see beyond the immediate gratification of that scent.
And that biological limitation is exactly what Shuifeng uses to pivot the essay in something much, much larger. Because if humans are the devil to these naive fish, It makes me wonder, if we are looking down at the pond, who is looking down at us?
Oh, he definitely takes it beyond the pond.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Yeah. Xu Feng moves from this simple fishing anecdote into a grand theory of vulnerability, illustrating this cosmic cascading chain of predators.
Yeah, it's a terrifying progression, honestly.
The way he lists this out is just relentless. It's a continuous chain of the hunter and the hunted, and it builds on a classic Chinese idiom. So he starts small, right? The mantis hunts the cicada.
But the mantis is completely unaware of the oriole bird right behind it.
Exactly. Then the oriole hunts the mantis, totally unaware of the cobra right behind it. Then the cobra hunts the oriole, unaware of the eagle. The eagle hunts the cobra, and behind the eagle is a human.
And the progression accelerates from there, because humans hunt the eagle, but behind the human is the devil. The devil hunts humans, and behind the devil
Is the greatest creator.
Yes.
The greatest creator.
And I have to say, this is where I kind of have to push back on the text, or at least ask a huge question. Zhuo Feng places the greatest creator directly behind the devil in this exact same continuous sequence of hunters.
It's a massive philosophical swing.
It really is, putting the creator in the same line as a cobra and an eagle. Does this imply the creator is the ultimate predator? Like, why would Zhu Feng position the ultimate authority at the very end of a bloody food chain? Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it forces us to ask if the system of predation is actually a divine architecture rather than a flaw in the universe.
A divine architecture.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, by placing the greatest creator at the end of the chain, Xue Feng suggests that this relentless cycle of baiting, trapping, and consuming isn't just some accident. It is the designed mechanism of existence itself.
So the creator isn't swooping down to eat the devil,
But the creator authored the rules of the game.
Exactly. And the fundamental rule of this game, the underlying flaw that unites every single entity in this chain, from the mantis all the way up to the devil, is myopia.
Tunnel vision.
Yes. Xue Feng explicitly states the core philosophy here. He says, all seek immediate gain, ignoring what comes after.
Every single link in this chain suffers from the exact same fatal flaw. Because the mantis is so laser-focused on eating the cicada, it literally does not see the bird swooping in. Its desire blinds it.
That hyper-focus on immediate desire renders a creature totally blind to the larger, often fatal context looming right behind it. The mantis isn't stupid, Right, just hungry.
Yeah, its biological imperative to hunt has just temporarily overridden its biological imperative to stay safe. Xue Feng is making a profound commentary on the deadly nature of this myopia. When you are consumed by the pursuit of your immediate prey, whatever that prey might be, you inherently become prey yourself.
Wow.
Your awareness shrinks to the size of your appetite.
Your awareness shrinks to the size of your appetite. That is a brilliant way to phrase it. It perfectly explains the mechanics of why the fish takes the bait. Its appetite shrinks its entire universe down to a single drop of essential balm, and it completely misses the hook hidden inside the pig feed.
Exactly.
So if we follow Xue Feng's logic, we are standing on the shore, feeling very clever about tricking the fish. But because we are so focused on our immediate gain, catching our dinner, we're completely ignoring what is standing on the shore right behind us.
We occupy the role of the oriole bird, basically congratulating ourselves on scoring a mantis, completely oblivious to the cobra rearing up behind us.
That's a terrifying image.
And this brings us to the most uncomfortable part of the essay, honestly. The specific link between humanity and our immediate predator in this cosmic chain.
Right. The essay draws a very direct parallel. It says, humans fish and the devil fishes humans. Xu Feng writes that humans employ all sorts of tricks to lure the fish, and the devil uses all sorts of tricks to hook humans.
We put vitamins and eggs in pig feed to bypass the fish's caution.
So what does this all mean for us? What is our vitamin B?
Well, the text is very clear about the devil's equivalent tools. The devil casts money, power, and lust into the human world.
Money, power, and lust.
Yeah. These are the baits designed to lure humans to the hook voluntarily.
Let's map this directly onto the fishing metaphor. Because money, power, and lust aren't just abstract societal concepts here. They are our literal pig feed. They are perfectly designed technologies meant to bypass human rationality.
This raises an important question, though, about human self-awareness. Think about the mechanics of how the hook works. Just as the fish cannot smell the danger over the aroma of the bait, humans struggle to perceive the danger behind money, power, and lust.
Because it just feels so good.
Exactly, because these concepts appeal directly to our deepest, most primal drives. They target our need for security, influence, and reproduction. They are the human equivalent of the junk food bliss point we discussed earlier.
They hijack our evolutionary hardware.
So effectively that we willingly, even eagerly, swallow the hook.
Let's dive into that mechanism because the text argues that we are utterly blind to this process. Like, how does power, for instance, mimic the vitamin B in the bait?
Well, vitamin B signals health, vitality, and energy to the fish. It promises an advantage, right?
Yeah.
Power does the exact same thing to a human mind. The pursuit of power, whether it's ascending to a management role, gaining political office, or even just chasing likes and influence on a social media algorithm, it triggers massive dopamine loops.
Oh, the algorithm is a perfect example of a trap.
It really is. It signals to our brain that we are securing our place in the hierarchy, ensuring our survival. We convince ourselves that accumulating this power is essential and inherently good for us, just as the fish believes the vitamin-laced feed is a nutritious windfall.
And what about money? I mean, money is perhaps the most universally accepted bait in modern society. We basically build our entire lives around acquiring it.
Money acts as the base of the bait, much like the pig feed itself.
That makes sense.
It is the fundamental sustenance of the modern world. Without it, you cannot eat or shelter yourself. But the hook lies in how it is weaponized. We aren't just hunting for enough money to survive, you know.
Right, it's never enough.
The bait is designed to make us crave an endless accumulation of it. The gamification of stock trading apps, the constant societal messaging tying net worth to personal worth.
Those are the aromatic drops of essential balm added to the pig feed.
Precisely. They make the pursuit of money intoxicating. It pierces through our rationality, convincing us to sacrifice our time, our ethics, and our peace of mind for just one more bite.
That brings us to lust, which feels like, well, the most primal lure of all.
Lust operates exactly like the raw egg binding the mixture together. It ties into our most fundamental biological imperative, which is reproduction and connection.
Right.
It is so deeply ingrained in our hardware that when it is weaponized as a lure, whether through advertising or the endless scroll of dating apps or societal obsessions with beauty and status, it can completely override a person's logic.
People will destroy their own lives for it.
Their families, their reputations, all for a momentary satisfaction of that urge.
It's terrifying because in the moment we take the bait, we really think we're making highly rational, strategic choices.
We justify it.
We build complex philosophical frameworks to justify the chase. When someone takes a soul-crushing 80-hour-week job that alienates them from their family just to increase their net worth, they call it ambition.
Yeah, they tell themselves they're being a great provider.
Exactly. They think they are the clever fishermen securing the future. But Sufag is saying, no, you're the fish. You smelled the vitamin B, the money, and you bit. You think you're building a life, but you're actually being reeled in.
And the tragedy of the fish is repeated at a higher frequency. The text points this out explicitly. It says, "The fish do not know it's a human trap. Humans do not know it's the devil's scheme."
We are bounded by our sensory reality.
We're swimming in our own kind of water. We cannot see beyond the immediate gratification of the promotion, the bank alert, or the new relationship.
We really pride ourselves on our intelligence, though. Like, we place ourselves near the top of the food chain, far above the fish, the mantis, or the eagle. Yet, Sufeng depicts us as equally, almost embarrassingly naive.
We're trapped by our inability to perceive the dimension above us.
We look at the pursuit of money, power, and lust as normal, everyday societal functions. We build entire cultures, entire economies around chasing these things. But if they were actually baited hooks cast down into our dimension by an unseen predator, I mean, it implies a level of invisible puppetry dictating almost all human action.
It requires a profound check on human ego. It forces you to consider how much of your ambition is actually your own self-determined desire, and how much is simply a biological response to a carefully placed lure.
Are we even making our own choices?
Right. When you feel that sudden, burning need to upgrade your lifestyle to match your peers or to win a petty argument for status, are you acting out of genuine free will? Or are you just responding to the scent of essential balm cutting through the water?
That is a deeply unsettling thought. It completely reframes what society views as success. It takes everything we view as a win, wealth, fame, dominance, and casts them as potential traps. You think you're climbing the ladder, but you're actually just swimming toward a shinier, more dangerous lure.
And the essay brings this home with a lament that groups us right back with the creatures we hunt. Shifeng writes, "Ah, fish! Ah, humans, beware!
We are no different than the fish in the pond.
The parallel is absolute. The fish cannot see the person behind the trap, and humans cannot see the devil behind the scheme. The true horror isn't just that we are caught, it's that we participate willingly in our own capture.
Because the bait has been engineered to be so compelling that we can't imagine a life without chasing it.
Exactly.
Wow. So when you step back and look at this entire structure Shufeng has built, from the bizarre stinky recipe in a fisherman's bucket to the grand seven-step cosmic hierarchy of predators, the picture that emerges is one of a universe built on distraction and desire.
Universe of traps.
Right. We get so obsessed with the meal right in front of us, the immediate gain, that we completely fail to see the jaws closing in from behind.
We assume we are the architects of our destiny, the apex predators of our own lives. But Shifeng's essay suggests we might just be incredibly predictable creatures, mechanically responding to well-designed stimuli, completely blind to the larger context of our existence.
Think about your own life right now. Really think about the tantalizing aromas drifting through your own water. When you are aggressively chasing an immediate gain, maybe it's a quick win in your career, a surge of social status, or a sudden financial windfall, who are you in that moment?
That's the real question.
Are you the clever fisherman strategically reeling in your prize? Or are you just the naive fish, your awareness shrunk to the size of your appetite, swimming eagerly toward a shiny, invisible hook?
And as you evaluate the baits in your own life, consider the architectural question we raised earlier about Shuifeng's cosmic chain. The greatest creator sits at the very end of this sequence of predators and hunters, looking down at the devil who looks down at the human who looks down at the fish.
Right, the ultimate authority.
If the ultimate authority designed a system entirely defined by traps, myopia, and consumption, it reframes the very nature of temptation. The baits of money, power, and lust might not merely be malicious tricks played by a rogue devil.
Wait, you're saying?
If the creator authored the rules of the pond, then the hook itself and our ability to see past the bait is a deliberate designed test built into the very fabric of existence.
The next time you smell something you just have to ask yourself, who mixed the bait?